Hi, I'm Blackacre. Maybe this will be the take that makes the video. Welcome to my office. I'm here to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm here to talk about my favorite deck, which is Sword Soul. I'm here to talk about a weird problem in the design philosophy of a card game that doesn't have set rotation, which is the problem of, do you need to release this card now or can you wait? So I'm going to use Sword Soul as the example, but this has probably affected a lot of decks before, right? If this is a problem that's affected, your pet deck, sound off in the comments or probably in Joseph or Danny's Twitch chat. Hi, by the way, thanks for playing this on stream. I really appreciate it. So the do you have to release this right now or can you wait problem comes up when Konami, while releasing the foundational pieces of an archetype, releases additional pieces of it that are clearly dog shit and are dog shit for balance reasons. The example is Sword Soul, because when Sword Soul was first released in Burst of Destiny, you had, your Moyes, your Tayas, Blackout, the extra deck guys, Longyuan. Then you also had a bunch of cards that suck, Strife. Sword Soul Strife, should be a really important card because it shows the battle between Shanging and Longyuan that should have gone the other way. That's like a really important piece of the lore. It sucks. Sword Soul Sacred Summit, the homeland of the Sword Souls, a really important piece of their lore, sucks. Chunjun, the Earth Attribute main deck guy, sucks. And they have to, right? Because if they were the same power level as the other strong-ass monsters that got released alongside it, if Summit was a field spell, if Strife was a counter trap, if Chunju made a token, Sword Soul would be way too powerful out of the gate. It would have been a problem. It would have gotten banned within a few months to make way for new stuff, and no one would be happy about that. You need to, not release those cards at the same power level as anything else. But do you have to release this card right now or can you wait problem is that by releasing these heavily nerfed cards now, for the sake of, fleshing out the archetype on release, Konami shot Sword Soul in the knee in terms of being able to deliver, additional support later on. Sword Soul has not gotten a single good piece of named support since the initial release in BODE. Apple Dragon is really nice. It's not even a worm, but it's really nice to have. There was some extra Longyuan stuff that sucks. There was some Ice Jade stuff that's okay. But in terms of named stuff, what could Konami release? They don't plan on developing the storyline anymore. You can't, give them their homeland as a field spell. You already made that. You can't, give them Chunjun. You already made Chunjun. You can't give them the epic battle that decides their place in the lore because you already made that and those cards suck. A much better idea would have been to withhold those cards. And you could even tease them out, show off the artwork, give out prize cards or giant cards that have the name and the artwork, like Sword Soul Auspice Chunjun with the artwork, 6-star effect monster stat line with no effect text because you haven't released the effect text yet. Or, give out a prize card that has the effect text with where Chunjun summons a token, and it would be way too powerful right now, but you've released it as a giant card, but you're not going to release it in the TCG until later. Give people the build-up for what's going to come later instead of doing it all at once. And the, better versions of those cards could have been released in, in the most recent set. They could be released in BODE alongside Sprite and the Tier Limits. A Sword Soul counter trap field spell and Chunjun that summons a token would have been at an appropriate power level for poke format or for current format. All they had to do was wait, but they didn't. And it's even more upsetting because at the point where Sword Soul became a really good budget deck, because of the 2022 Megatins reprinting everything. At the point where Sword Soul became a good budget deck, at the point where, I got into the deck, the window of opportunity to release additional support has already closed. And this could have even fed into the trickling out of new stuff. If they they reprinted all the, Burst of Destiny era good cards, and then released the new stuff, the field spell, the token Chunjun, the counter trap with the epic battle on it, you would have a really good points of entry to get most of the stuff that already came out, and then you would give people who had just gotten the stuff for budget reasons a reason to buy the new stuff. Or people who had already invested in Sword Soul in BODE a reason to buy the new stuff. This slow trickling out of support is a good business practice. And the reason why I know this is because they do it sometimes already. They've done it for like every archetype under the sun in Power of the Elements, right? For Math Mech, for Exo Sister. They're releasing new generator support, or they did recently after years of hiatus. They're still trickling out Sky Striker stuff to this day. And so I know that not every deck has this problem, but I do know that every time a dog shit pack filler type piece of bullshit support is released alongside stronger cards for a powerful archetype initially, those cards could have been, stored in the tank, released a year or two later to revitalize the deck as the power creep, catches up to and eclipses it. And this happens, again, I'm sure this happens a lot. This can't be just a Sword Soul problem. That's it. I just wanted to complain about this because it's a weird thing that happens sometimes, and it's affecting my favorite deck right now. And things could have been so much cooler. I want to have a reason to play all 4 main deck elemental attribute Sword Soul monsters. I want to have a reason to play the Sacred Summit where they live in, or the trap card that shows the battle that ended in a bullshit fashion between Longyuan and Chang'e. But I can't, because they released them too early. All right, that's it. Peace.